Hi there. I spent quite a bit of time trying to get into a form of business that I've been in, and in the last year, well, the year before the last, it was like extremely booming for me. And then last year, it seemed like the business was done with me, you know? So I started to transfer my energy into other things, like, okay, well, maybe it's time for me to start. I'll take this time as a form of the universe and my inner being telling me that there's more for me to do and I need to start doing.
There always is more for you to receive, always more.
Right. So I started to try to put my energy and time into other things. And it seems like all of those things are kind of hitting a little bit of a glass ceiling.
Well, when you're trying to figure out what to do and doing it rather than feeling the inspiration to do it, there can be a little bit more bumps in the process. But we have some questions for you, if you don't mind.
Yes, please.
So can you feel how in the first scenario where your business was just sort of taking you along, can you feel that there was momentum? Can you accept that there was momentum underway even before you really knew there was momentum underway? This vortex that we've been talking about carries a lot of momentum. And so sometimes you're in a receptive mode relative to part of what's going on in your vortex, so you allow it to play out more easily. Sometimes people will say to us, you will resonate with this, they will say to us, I'm new to you, Abraham, and I've only been listening for a little while, but all kinds of things that have been sort of log jammed up are now flowing. And we say, well, it's because you've been asking and asking and asking, and something about what you're receiving from us has you more open than before, so you're letting it flow. The thing that we really want you to hear, and this is what you've been suspecting, in fact it's what you said to us just now, is that the same time that you're letting some parts of your vortex flow into your experience, you are also putting more things into the vortex that will flow later. It's like there's always more in the pipeline. And so if you don't get too pointedly focused on what's manifesting, and if you just keep enjoying wherever you are, it's like this is coming along and comes to fruition, but about the time it peters out, your words were interesting when you said it felt like that was done with me. And we wanted to tease you a little bit and say, but were you done with it? But usually it's the same. It's done with you because you're done with it. But at the same time that this is being done, something else is coming into fruition. And as it is petering out, something else is coming. And as it is, something else is coming, because the interest is always in the new. Where it's happening is in this unfolding. Once it has manifested, unless there's more growth in that, unless the business is expanding to you in all kinds of different ways, it will always peter out.
Wow. So does that mean, like, I guess it kind of makes me question that, should you always just be okay with never, putting that extra energy or effort into sustaining something that was, rather than just always being allowing?
We want you to feel the difference between feeling a real enthusiasm to do something in your business and the feeling that you need to do it in order to keep it going. Because when it's the feeling that I need to do it to keep it going, you're working against yourself. When it's I want to do this, that's a whole different feeling about it. You can keep things moving along to some extent just through your action and attention. You can. In other words, once something's in motion, it's not that difficult to keep it in motion. But for someone like you, unless it's really ringing your bells, you're bored with it. And when you're bored with it, it's done.
Wow. Yes.
When you're bored with it, it's done. When you're bored with it and now you're doing it because you need to or because somebody else needs you to, it's not long. You have to keep breathing new life into things, and they need to keep breathing new life into you. And the thing about it is, your inner being knows where all of those ideas are and what will ring your bells the most.
That's beautiful. Thank
Sometimes, in the meantime, since your business is still underway, you can revive it while other things are getting underway, just by making lists of positive aspects about it. Or here's a really good tool: remembering how you felt in the beginning of it. In the really beginning of it, before it even really was a business, when you were just dreaming about it, thinking about why you wanted it, how it felt and why you wanted it and what you saw. If you can reignite those feelings within you, your business will pick up some. Esther notices, maybe you notice it too. She's talked to many different people about this, mostly her grandkids who she is often shopping with. They'll go into a place and there is literally no one there. Sometimes a big place like the shoe department at Nordstrom or someplace. Nobody there, just them. And they'll start looking and enjoying and savoring and trying on and having fun. And before they know it, they turn around, there's 50 people that have joined them. In other words, all kinds of things begin to gather around your enthusiastic attention. So when you feel enthusiastic about your business, it brings more and more to it. When you don't feel enthusiastic about it, when you want it to enthuse you rather than you unconditionally being enthused, feel the difference?